This is Fritz Frivolous with continuous live coverage of the corner of Curious Lane and Just Because Boulevard, the epicenter of the alien invasion. And this just in, King Kong is fighting the Mobile Suit Gundam. And of course, all of this is happening amidst World War IV, making it pure pandemonium. If only Captain Planet were still alive to save us all. Dude, could you imagine? Casting a movie can be a very difficult task, but replacing an actor can be downright hell. When an actor replaced... Sorry, let's take it from the top. Casting a movie can be a very Shit. Sorry, again please. Casting a movie can be a very difficult task. God damn it. What the fuck? Again? Casting a movie can be a very... God damn it, Fritz, you can do this.
Cat, Fritzy, come over here. Look, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, but it's nothing personal. It's just business. I have to let you go.
But I can do this. I can get the lines right.
No. You keep messing them up. You're wasting everybody's time and burning money. We're going to bring in someone else, okay? Sorry.
You're replacing me? Replacing me? No one can do this job but me. You'll see. No one.
Joe Nonsense, can you come in, please? Just read the lines whenever you're ready.
Casting a movie can be a very difficult task, but replacing an actor can be downright hell. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Tom Case.
And I'm Will Stark.
William.
Yes.
We have a mutual friend that we work with, Haley.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to give her credit for this question.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Haley.
Yes, thank you very much. We were talking about movies and, just certain things that give you feel good, nostalgic feelings when you watch good movies and
okay.
stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Things that are like that.
I love nostalgia.
Yeah, right? I knew you would. Well, we were talking about movies, and then all of a sudden she brought up a question, which was, what if you can replace an actor in a movie, but in a movie that you hate? Would that make the difference for you?
Okay. For me, probably not. Usually when I have a problem with a movie, it's usually writer or director oriented, or even just premise oriented. Most actors are pretty good at their jobs. Well, maybe not most, but a good deal of them are.
Yeah. A good deal of them are.
Who are some bad actors? Let's start there for some reason.
Wow.
Can you name and not the obvious ones like stand-up comedians who are in movies. They're not really actors. They're just saying lines. Yeah,
I know. It's hard because those are the ones that you would want to go to first, or people who are slashies, you know what I mean? Where they're like, slashies. I'm a model / actress, or or I'm a, you know what I mean? Or I'm a rapper / actor.
Yeah.
And, which oddly rhymes. And, but you know what? It's hard because you're right. You would want to look for someone who was just an actor because, you try to pick someone that's something else.
Maybe don't pick on someone who is talented enough to do both, even if not necessarily well, like both acting and something else, and more no, what is someone who is an actor who should not have that job? Okay, well let's flip that. Who are some of the great actors? Who do you think are?
Oh man, Robert De Niro. I loved Robin Williams and anything that he acted, dude. Oh my gosh,
absolutely love everything he did.
There's a lot of good actors. Some. That I can't even bring a lot of them to my mind. My mind is working so fast right now that it's a jumble in there.
It's funny to me because you watch so many movies.
I know.
To me.
Yeah. Okay. And you know what else is funny is when we are watching those movies, and I know my wife hates this. I'm the guy that's always like, oh babe, that actor right there, he was in the.
Oh my god!
I'm that person. I'm like, oh my god, that's this actress. She was in this and that one and this. I'm always pointing that out.
I'm the one who's always like, who is this person? Their face looks familiar.
Yeah.
I start Googling. It's like, oh, they were in that one thing.
I know
what happened? I missed it.
I know, it's always funny too, because my wife will do that, so she'll be like, oh, isn't that? And I'm like, but then, she wants it real quick, and my answers are always long. I'm always like, well, okay, you remember that one movie? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, so back to your question.
I don't think I'm going to say this, but I think you know what the parameters are.
Oh,
just take a movie that you can think of that could or would be better if you replace the actor from that movie with another.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And the objective of this question is, I just want to see which actor would be replaced and by whom and why.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I could go first.
Okay. I'll let you go first.
So, okay. Let me go first. And I'm sure that if I have any other family and friends that listen to this podcast, I'm pretty sure they know what I'm going to say because we've had a heated debate about this. And it started with the new Mortal Kombat film. Okay. Now, I love Mortal Kombat and the game. Yeah. I do like the movies. The very first movie, it was awesome. I thought it was really good. It was very nostalgic. For its time or whatever. Yeah, for its time. And this new one, to be honest, it was cool with the updated graphics, and they finally got an Asian Raiden.
Right.
Someone,
who was the actor who plays the original Raiden?
I don't remember the name, but it was and then when he didn't return it in the sequel, they got another white actor. You know what I mean? To play an Asian god.
It was a sign of the times.
Yeah, it was true. It truly was. It truly was. But so okay, the new Mortal Kombat came out, and one of the first problems that I had with all the Mortal Kombat films was Sonya Blade.
Okay.
I
think you talked to me about this. You don't like Sonya Blade.
I do not.
Like as a character?
No. I love Sonya Blade as a character in the Mortal Kombat game. I get what her character is. Okay. It all makes sense. I like her character.
Maybe.
I don't like the actresses that they picked to play her character.
Why don't you explain to the audience, for those who aren't familiar with Mortal Kombat and myself, who is Sonya Blade? Like, what is her deal in the game?
Sonya Blade is like she's, I guess just to sum it up real quick, she's like a, kind of like a military, you know what I mean? Like badass, special ops. Unit, she's like special ops and her, she's been assigned to follow Shang Tsung, you know what I mean? And to find out all his dirty dealings. She's mainly after Kano, right? And she finds out, later on through Kano that he's hooked up with Shang Tsung. And then she finds out about the Mortal Kombat tournament. Okay. She starts, so she's like gathering all this information.
A spy detective, military combat specialist. Okay.
She's someone that kicks ass. Like she can kick ass. Okay, right? Cool.
Yeah. So what's the problem with the casting?
So the casting that I didn't like, I'm sure these actresses, they're good actresses. They're probably really good in other movies. I just don't think that they fit Sonya Blade's character. Sonya Blade's character, you need to get a woman that will kick ass. You know what I mean? And these women, they just don't. I don't see that. They don't have the look. I didn't see the attitude. Okay. It just, when I see them fight, it didn't look real. You know what I mean? I know it's fake. It's a movie. But like when you're going to do that, you know what I mean? Like you want to try to make it as real. I would want to make it as realistic as possible.
Okay, yeah. Now I haven't seen this movie, so I have no opinion, neither here nor there, about it. What do you think? This is tangentially related. Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. What are your feelings about her?
Okay, see, I actually thought she was believable.
Yes.
When I saw her, and and I'm not just trying to say it's physical attributes. Like I'm not trying to say just because of her physical look, but it was her attitude as well. You know what I mean? She's a good actress. Exactly. Too. She's a very good actress. But it was the combination of her physical appearance and her attitude of when she's acting and doing some of these stunts. I don't think she does all of them, but but it was believable enough. It was believable to where I was like, oh, I could believe she would kick someone's ass.
So you want someone who has the right gravitas plus acting abilities plus the proper physique for ass kicking.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And Marvel is known very much for their they have very strict physical regiment, what's the word I'm looking for? Not parameters, but every actor who's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe has to be a certain level of fitness.
Oh yeah,
and it's against their contract to fall below that. Who was I hearing about who was getting ready to retire because they just can't? Oh, Dave Bautista. He's done.
Oh, that's right.
He's done after
wanna...
his body can't do it anymore. You know, he's 52.
Yeah.
And, you know, and he's
That's
huge.
harsh.
Like, he's got a lot of mass. And, like, even when you're younger, gaining that much mass is hard to do. Almost impossible to do naturally, but it's hard to maintain no matter what. And then at his age, it must be just a living nightmare to maintain it at that level.
Dude, I could definitely honestly say I can't imagine that because I don't know what, you know. Beast, But, you know, on the flip side of that coin, then you have Kumail Nanjiani, the comedian.
Oh, yeah.
Who was, you know, you look at him and he looked like your very frail comedian type person.
Right.
But now he's jacked because he's going to be in the Eternals, which is Marvel.
Right. Well, again,
and
you
so,
have to meet
so
that
now he has to
standard.
meet that standard.
Yeah.
And he did. Dude,
Yeah.
they showed a picture of him. I was like, oh my God.
I mean, it's easy when you have a personal trainer and use
Oh
steroids.
yeah, and you have
and I guarantee
exactly
you
yeah,
he uses
yeah.
steroids.
But still,
why
I mean,
wouldn't they?
Yeah, but still, they have to put that work in.
Oh,
you know
without
what I
a
mean?
doubt.
Like
yeah,
I was just kind of impressed. I was
without
like, wow.
a doubt, yeah. And yes, I am still impressed by him.
Yeah,
but okay.
So back to what I was saying with Sonya Blade. So, and in case you're wondering, yes, it is all the Mortal Kombat movies, the major motion pictures that came out.
You would recast her in every single one.
Yes.
Do you have someone in mind?
You know what? I did have someone in mind, but there's two problems. One, I don't know. I wouldn't say she's the greatest actress out there. Mm-hmm. I don't think she sucks in acting, but it would be Ronda Rousey. I
heard she was very bad.
Yeah,
but I've never seen anything, so I can't speak to that.
Yeah,
person.
exactly. Same here. Yeah. I've seen like certain clips here and there, but that's only when someone else was talking about her being an actress.
Also, again, I'm not hooked into the UFC like scene in any way. I've not really watched this stuff, but isn't her reputation like super tarnished forever kind of deal? Like,
I don't know if it's like super tarnished forever. Now she's no longer in. The problem was she dominated women's MMA for I don't know how many years.
Yeah, I
right?
remember.
And then once once that happens, when you're like the first one to come in, like she was, right? Mm-hmm. What happens is all the other women fighters start sharpening their skills, and then it just exponentially grows from there.
Right.
And so what ended up happening was then she
fell behind.
Exactly. Okay. And so because like her main thing was like judo. And stuff like that. So she would almost win all the time off of an armbar, right?
I don't know what that is.
An armbar is like, it's a hold. It's a grab that you can do, which would almost break someone's arm at the elbow.
Oh,
right.
So you make them tap
use your whole body.
Right?
To, yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you use your whole body to do that.
Before.
So
cool.
Yeah, exactly. And she would do that almost in every fight. She would win just like that.
Don't let her get your arm.
Yeah, exactly. She went to the Olympics and won for that. You know,
she won a medal.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And but you know, then you started
impressive.
getting a lot more people who are striking.
Better
right?
competition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they found out, oh, you know what? She wasn't that good at defending herself when it came to strikes.
Oh, and they found a weakness.
Yeah, and she wasn't that good delivering strikes as these other fighters.
Okay, interesting.
So then it just grew, and then she fell out of championship.
Okay,
but now she's in the WWE as Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Right?
Oh, that's
Rowdy
cool.
Roddy you know what you remember?
I have no idea what you're
yeah.
talking about.
I'm sorry, I'm old. I'm sorry. back in my day, there was this.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
good for her.
Yeah, that's right. She's very successful now, and but that's someone that I would totally believe as Sonya Blade. I would be like, oh yeah, this. Of course, I know she kicks ass. You know what I mean? But there's two problems. One would be I don't know how good her acting chops is.
Okay.
Two. Now, even though I said across the board on all Mortal Kombats, it's the first one that really got me. The first Mortal Kombat that came out.
It's the first one that made me angry.
And the reason why is this actress, I'm not going to say her the name, but I'm sure everyone's going to know once I say the movie she's in. It's because right before they came out with Mortal Kombat, which I think came out in August, or maybe it was like June.
We're talking about the one like when I was a child, right?
Okay, yes, when you were a child and I was a teenager, Will. Okay.
All right. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Yes, that one. So what happened was the actress they got came out in January. In what film? It was Billy Madison that starred Adam Sandler, right?
Oh, okay.
She played Veronica Vaughn, which was this school grade teacher, right? Who Billy Madison, which was Adam Sandler's character, falls in love with.
Okay.
Here's my thing. If you can play a convincing, like, kindergarten teacher or first grade teacher, or whatever, K through 5 teacher, you are probably not going to be convincing as a kick-ass special ops person.
I disagree.
No, there's no way.
All right, here's
Will.
your question. Would Scarlett Johansson not pull off being a teacher, an elementary school teacher? Of course she would. She's fucking amazing.
Yeah, okay, you know what? I'll be honest. If I saw her in that role, it wouldn't be as amazing as she did with Black Widow. I can tell you that.
Well, that's just because you like superheroes.
But,
like,
no, but
this
I
could
just,
be an
I would
elementary
not-
teacher drama that wrings the heartstrings and makes you weep. For all you know, like tragic. A kid dies of cancer in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson will probably be able to pull it off, but that's because she's that good of an actress.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But this
Person
actress,
was not.
was not,
Yeah.
and she.
All
was,
I'm saying
she
is
was good
I'm
as Veronica
refuting
Vaughn.
your statement that one who plays a teacher so convincingly cannot play a badass so convincingly. Granted,
yes.
this woman couldn't.
Yes,
but
definitely not this actress. She was awesome though as Veronica Vaughn. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say she's a bad actress.
I've never seen that movie.
It's
either.
just, Will, you need to go see movies. I'm going to make a list. Everyone listening, make a list for Will and send it to him, please.
I mean, I'll never get to it.
I know.
Okay, so Sonya Blade, is that your
Yeah,
one?
so that's my one. That's
okay.
the one that I would pick.
I find it impressive how often Mortal Kombat comes up on our podcast.
Does it really?
I think it's been
guess
at least 3 times.
I know what was the other one?
I just want
Fight
to know.
Night, reboot Fight Night? I think episode like 5 or 4 or 5.
I swear it's
Yeah.
come up another time too.
Really?
I'll have to look back through our catalog. It'll come back to me.
It
But
probably.
I
we probably
swear
did.
it's come up on 3.
We probably did.
Okay, so mine is... It's going to be Harry Potter. Now, before I say anything else, I'm going to make everyone mad by saying I do not like the Harry Potter movies. Yeah. I do absolutely love the books. I grew up with the books, and they are very precious to me.
Do you hear that, Will?
Okay.
I hear the mad grumblings of all our listeners right now.
Absolutely. I adore the books. I reread the books probably once every few years. They're fucking amazing. There are things about the movies that I think are spectacular. I think objectively speaking, the movies are very good, but for me personally, I can't stand them. They don't capture the magic of the books to me. It just feels like a shadowy facade of, what the books are. Yeah. But that being said, the casting, I think, is pretty spot on. I think they do a really good job.
I hear that a lot, by the way, what you just said about the books. Like whenever there's like books going to the movies, mm-hmm. especially if it's a popular book, mm-hmm. the movies usually always pale in comparison.
It's difficult for them to, but like
the two different mediums are hard to translate because you can have an infinite amount of.
That being
pages,
said, there are ways to capture something, the essence of something, and transfer it to a different media. I think Lord of the Rings, it did it amazingly. Yeah. And Lord of the Rings, the movies are different from the books. There's lots of missing parts. They change some up. They fuse some characters together, but it stays true to the spirit of what Tolkien made, and it feels like Lord of the Rings. Yeah. It feels like Tolkien's work. You could say the same about Scott Pilgrim versus the World. They leave out a lot. I mean, there's no way they couldn't. We're talking about 6 full-blown graphic novels into an hour-and-a-half movie. And they do the same thing. Like, a lot of stuff gets cut. A lot of, roles get fused. But it stays true to the spirit of the original work.
So that's why you and I are, the opposite sides of the same coin. It's because, I like the medium of film. So I usually
I do
don't.
Too,
I do well, but you're you do like reading.
Oh, yes,
and you usually
so.
Prefer. I would say you probably prefer.
Yes.
See, and I would prefer just watching the movie. When I do know that there is a movie coming out and that there's books, mm-hmm. I don't read the books. I don't because I want
sad.
To just. I know.
Understand.
See, but that's how
I do think there's something to be said about watching a film mm-hmm. and then reading the book. I feel like that's almost the best way to enjoy things because then you're not going to go in. Going from movie to book, you're not going to go in expecting things that won't happen or won't be delivered. You're only going to get more. Versus the other way around is if you've read the book, you're going to go in expecting certain things, and there's things that are going to be missing. Okay, but that being said, casting, Harry Potter, pretty much spot on. I only have 2 quibbles. The first one is Voldemort. I can't stand... I know the dude's supposed to be a great actor. I don't even remember his name. I remember everyone was so excited and... he's so impressive and this and that, yada. He just sounds so stupid to me. And I'm not a fan of his look either, even though it does mostly fit how he's described in the book. I always picture Voldemort as way more imposing and almost scalier. But anyways, the noselessness just, it doesn't work, even though I know he's supposed to be noseless. But anyways, if I were to pick a different actor to play Voldemort,
Yeah.
I don't know if the age quite lines up, but I can think of no one better than Michael Fassbender.
Oh, okay.
And Michael Fassbender he's been in a lot of movies. My favorite movie that he's been in was actually an NC-17 movie called Shame. If you haven't seen it, it's a fucking masterpiece. It's very good. It's him and Carey Mulligan. It's very interesting. It's commentary on people with sex addiction. But I digress. He's, most people probably know him from X-Men First Class as the young Magneto.
Yeah.
And
that's
maybe I should have led with the Shame, but that's my favorite movie he's in. He's been in other things, 12 Years a Slave, other movies. The main thing about Michael Fassbender is, number one, he's an excellent actor with a wide range, but he very much has a natural intensity to him, and especially with his eyes, they're very piercing. And he also has a very strong baritone style voice, and I just can picture him behind the prosthetics of Voldemort and bringing a whole
that would
scary
change a
gravitas, because Voldemort should be terrifying.
That would be a very different Voldemort if he was.
Yeah, I think so too. And the thing about these villains, I'll use Darth Vader as an example. If you've never seen Star Wars before and you see it for the first time, the original trilogy, Vader has some serious fucking gravitas. The dude is scary. Yeah. And that's what makes him so good, along with other things. But Voldemort should evoke that fear. When Voldemort shows up, you should have an oh shit feeling in your heart. Maybe it's because I don't care for the movies that much, but I never got that feeling from Voldemort.
I wanted to bring that. Yeah, I wanted to bring that up because you and I did have conversations about this before with this movie. But see, I did have that. I did have that oh shit moment.
I might be the wrong person.
I don't know if that's you're wrong, but no, it shows the very different side, a very different perspective from that, because I think I've heard of other people who have read the books and also don't like the movie, and they have the same problems with other characters too.
Yeah, I was going to mention my other one. Yeah. So, because it's not just Voldemort. That's the first one. The second one is difficult for me. It's Dumbledore. So, okay. Everyone who's familiar with the movies knows that there's two actors who play Dumbledore. Richard Harris, who does Dumbledore in the first two movies, I believe. He passed away before he was able to do any more. I like Richard Harris even before Harry Potter. He's in The Count of Monte Cristo. Does a great job. Oh, he's been in many other things too, but that's the main thing I'm remembering from him. But he really captured Dumbledore from the books for me. Dumbledore is this weird balance between being wise, hyper intelligent, super powerful and talented, but he also has this childlike whimsy, this twinkle in his eye, this smile on his face. When Dumbledore shows up, whenever he's in the room, there is a feeling of warmth and safety and protection, and it's like having an angel amongst you.
Yeah, he was never too high or mighty to talk to anyone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
yes. And I feel like Richard Harris captured it perfectly, and sadly he passed away. Now they got Michael Gambon, who is a fantastic actor. I mean, he world-class good actor. And he brought a different aspect to Dumbledore that I did not care for. He's just too stern and stoic and intense, and he does capture that part of Dumbledore that is domineering and powerful. Yeah. But then he goes a little too far with it, and at that point in the movies, when Dumbledore is on screen, I stop feeling like there's a safe grandfather that you can confide in, and I start feeling like there's a stern schoolmaster who you don't want to tell too much because you'll get in trouble. Exactly. And if that's how Dumbledore's make you feel, then he's not Dumbledore. And that's all I'm going to say when it comes to why I don't like the casting. But if I were to recast it, I thought about it long and hard, and I ended up coming up with what is the most obvious answer, and hilariously enough, it's the other guy who played Magneto. It's Ian McKellen.
And who also played another wizard.
A wizard, Ian McKellen, even better actor than Michael Gambon. Dude is seriously, he makes my top 5 actors of all time. Fucking love everything he does. He played Magneto. Sir Ian McKellen. No, I apologize. Sir Ian McKellen played Magneto, and he played Gandalf, and fuck it, he could be Dumbledore too. Because as Gandalf...
Oh yeah, he definitely...
Yeah, as Gandalf, Ian McKellen did find this balance, which is very reminiscent of Dumbledore. No surprise, Dumbledore's obviously based off Gandalf. Of being wise, domineering, powerful, but also having that softer side to him, especially when dealing with the hobbits, which Gandalf loves like he does, like as if they were his children. And he has a very soft spot for it. It's like a huge part of his character. And when he speaks with Frodo or Bilbo or any of the hobbits, there is a grandfatherly safeness to him, a warmth, a twinkle in his eye, like, I don't know how to put it other than that. And since he was able to capture that, I'm sure he could have transferred that and tweaked it a bit to be a very good Dumbledore.
Yeah. It was also, too, when he did do that and he had to play Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White when he comes back, you know, and they were very two different Gandalfs, you know what I mean? But it was Gandalf the Grey. I also, he was vulnerable.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
He was.
Gandalf the White, when he came back, you could tell the confidence was boosted.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? He was like, get away from me, motherfucker. He's like, I'm Gandalf the White now.
Absolutely.
You know?
God, I love Gandalf. He's one of my favorite fictional characters of all time.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I had anything more to say on that. I felt like I did.
I think that's very good.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I want to tell you this because I don't think I told you this already. But when me and Haley were first talking about that, I actually thought we were kind of trying to guess what you might pick. What you would pick.
What were your guys' guesses?
And well, I was thinking that you were going to pick something in the Star Wars films.
Oh,
right?
I don't. No. I don't talk about Star Wars.
Oh, well,
go ahead.
Oh, there may be a future episode
I'm
where we
sure
might have
there
to.
will be.
No, but Haley was saying how she wanted to switch. I think it was her, or maybe it was her friend, wanted to switch the actor who played Anakin Skywalker, the older Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen.
Oh, right.
And then they were thinking, like, we were talking back and forth, and Haley was like, "Yeah, you know that actor," and I totally thought she was going to say Keanu Reeves. Because right? Because I think because we were talking about a bunch of movies, and I think we mentioned a movie with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And so then I started thinking, like, Keanu Reeves, like the guy from Bill and Ted, you know what I mean? Like, like, you know, the guy, John Wick, you know, you know what I mean? The Matrix, right?
Yeah.
So I started thinking about, like, what if he was Anakin Skywalker? And I was thinking if Keanu, if he was Anakin Skywalker, and that scene where he talks about killing the sand people. And if that was him, he'd be like, I killed them all. They're dead. Every single one of them. But not just the men, but the women and the children too. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I swear to God, I hate everything that just happened. But it was amazing.
But I thought
good
about
Keanu
it.
Reeves.
I was like, oh my God.
I want to speak just real quick. I want to be a little bit of a tiny defender for Hayden Christensen. I don't think it was the acting that was the problem. I think the lines were ass, and I think he did the best he could. And he's a really nice guy, from what I hear.
You know what? You know what's funny about that is, like, I like these movies, and even though I like the movies, there is still one person I would try to replace, and that was the young Anakin, the boy.
Oh, the child.
Yeah, the child. And nothing against him. I do have a problem. I have to admit this. I do have a problem with children actors. A lot of times when I see
most
children,
of them are bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes
because
years
they're
to master the art.
And there was
Dakota
only
Fanning, and you're just
I was
going
to say the only two that I have ever raved about when it was Dakota Fanning and Haley Joel Osment. Right? From The Sixth Sense, right? Those two child actors blew me away when I saw them. I was like, wow, I believe them as kids.
Yeah, they had
most kid actors, I don't believe them. However, what you just brought up too, I don't always think it's the actor's fault. Because you got to think about it's writing and the director.
Yep,
you know what I mean? And they may be telling them, you know, you have to act like this, do it like this, and they do it like that, and it's it's not a good choice.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. Real quick, I did want to go over some Fritz facts here.
Oh, okay.
The world's earliest surviving motion picture film showing actual consecutive action is called Roundhay Garden Scene, and it debuted in 1888.
Oh, yeah.
It's a short film directed by a French inventor, Louis Le Prince, and it's just 2.11 seconds long, but it's technically a movie.
What happens?
It's literally just a horse, like, galloping.
Oh, that's
like when
cool.
you know what I mean? It's like it's like one of those things,
like a GIF.
Kind of like a GIF. Yeah, you know what I mean? And they would put, and you could actually see him in the thing, and you could spin it if you put the light there.
That's pretty cool.
Dwayne Johnson earns he's the highest paid actor in 2020. Yeah. 2021 isn't finished yet. But estimated earnings of $87.5 million.
Yeah, sounds about right.
After him is Ryan Reynolds, and then Mark Wahlberg.
Wow, man, Ryan Reynolds is just staying on top, isn't he?
I know, man.
Mark Wahlberg, he can be cool, but I just don't get it. He can be funny, but I just don't get why he's so successful.
Why he's so? I think he's a great actor. You don't think so? I like
great actor. You think Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg
is a great actor.
He's a very good actor.
I don't think he's even a good actor.
Really?
He's marginally above average.
No, he's a pretty good actor. He's a pretty good actor. I mean, in the movies I've seen, I've enjoyed him. I was really surprised that Ben Affleck wasn't in the top 3. Considering that he's doing the Batman.
Surprised that you were surprised. Like,
well, considering
that
he's
recently
the Batman and everything. Like,
yeah, but is that a thing now?
Well, I mean, he was Batman. So I mean, like
he was Batman once, right?
He was Batman in
that was a long time ago. Batman
vs Superman and in Justice League.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like I just figured that like that's kind of the hot thing now. Like
no, I would have thought
he would be
in 2020
at least in the top 3. Because in 2020 was
it's hard because no movies.
No, this year, you know what? This year they brought out the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I'm thinking 2020, year of the pandemic, like no movies came out, so I don't know. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so
the women's for actresses, Sofia Vergara is the top paid actress for 2020.
Really? What has she been doing lately?
Million. I don't. That's what I thought too. See,
I love her. Like, dude, I love Modern Family.
Oh yeah, I don't care. I haven't seen, but everyone tells me that that's a good show. Yeah.
Anyways, and I love her, and she's amazing.
Yeah, and then but I also was surprised by that. I thought Gal Gadot would be up there. And but she's number 3. Actually, Angelina Jolie's number 2.
Everyone did hate Justice League, and I heard Wonder Woman 2 was trash. So.
Yeah, Wonder Woman, the sequel, it was trash. Yeah. The first one was. I don't know
first
why
yeah.
where it went wrong, but you know.
I'm surprised Scarlett Johansson wasn't number 1 of.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. Yeah. She's not even in the top 3 on there. But you know, they are estimated, you know, earnings, so maybe they don't really know. So the top 3 box office hits, lifetime gross of all time.
Let me guess. Lifetime gross of all time.
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind, Titanic, and Star Wars.
No. So you got one of them. Oh, okay. Titanic is number 3.
Avatar. It's Avatar.
Yeah. Avatar's number 1. And I thought that that Avengers Endgame was going to beat it, but it's number 2 currently. So it goes Avatar, Avengers Endgame, and Titanic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that? 2,847,000,000. 246,203 for Avatar. But right below that is 2,797,501,328 for Endgame. So it's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there. Yeah. And then I don't know about how, I don't think this is much of a fact, but I know you and I talked about it. Oh. Actually, you're the one who referenced this movie to me and made me watch it, and I'm glad that you did.
What was it?
And I want to bring this up. What's considered to be the worst movie of all time is a movie called The Room. And it was directed by and starred someone named Tommy Wiseau.
Okay.
So if any of you aren't familiar with this, you need to go and watch this movie called The Disaster Artist. And it stars James Franco. And it is the incredible.
Or just go watch The Room, but yeah.
Go ahead. You could like probably find The Room on the internet somewhere, but watch The Disaster Artist with James Franco. It's the incredible true story of aspiring filmmaker and Hollywood outsider Tommy Wiseau, as he and his best friend defiantly pursue their dreams and embark on the hilarious odyssey of making the now infamous cult classic The Room. That was an awesome movie. I can't believe when you first told me, I was like, what are you talking about? And I started looking, I was like, why would I watch this? And then I watched it and I was totally entertained. Yeah.
Tommy Wiseau is an enigmatic figure and he accidentally made a masterpiece. It is fucking hilarious and he couldn't have done it on purpose. And I've heard his other movies are not so good because he tries leaning into the comedy.
Yeah.
I hear they're still, you know, they are what they are. They're Tommy Wiseau, but The Room, it's glorious, man.
I know.
Gotta check it out.
And I still want to know where he came from and where he got his money.
I know, right? Yeah, there's a lot of mystery around him. No one knows who he really is.
For those of you who don't know, watch the movie and then you'll know what we're talking about right now.
Oh, hi, Mark.
So to recap, I would change the actress for Mortal Kombat, the actress that plays Sonya Blade. And Will
would change Voldemort and Dumbledore.
Dude, could you imagine?
Breaking news, a new study suggests leaving an iTunes review is very important for newly created podcasts. So to nurture your new favorite podcast, make sure to leave an iTunes review. This has been Fritz Frivolous, reminding you to like, comment, and subscribe. Will and Tom, back to you. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, Kal-El, the last son of Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman, arriving to Earth in a small spacecraft crashing down in the fields of the Kent farm in Smallville, Kansas. Taken in by Jonathan and Martha Kent, two humble and hard-working people living in the heartland of America, raising an alien who would grow from an extraordinary boy into a Superman. But what if your child was Superman? What if you raised a child that had the same powers and at the same level? How would that change your life? Let us get some parental advice from our two fortunate fathers, Will and Tom, as they take super baby steps to answer this question.
And we're back. So, if any of you out there are listening, you may know this, but Will is soon to be a father.
Indeed.
Right?
Yes.
Actually, it's very close. 2 weeks,
is,
right?
Like, yeah. I think technically 3 weeks is due, but she's telling me she feels like it's going to be early, and I believe her. So,
yeah,
2 weeks.
True. I mean, like, I guess if you really had to know, you'd have to go and ask the mother.
Sure. Which 2 weeks from today is also my birthday, which I'm really hoping he actually is born on my birthday.
That would be pretty cool.
Then I can hide my birthday behind his.
But what if he ends up having, like, some complex of that now? Like, and then when he grows up.
Then even better, we could be buddies and be like, hey, don't celebrate our birthday. We're going to go play video games. Leave us alone. But anyway.
That would be awesome.
Yes, it would be fucking great.
I can't wait to meet your kid. But because you are soon to be a father, Will, what if you raised Superman?
Oh, fucking God.
And
okay.
Here's the parameters.
All right, yes, please.
Okay.
Dear
You're
God.
not actually raising Kal-El.
Oh, okay.
And you're not finding a crashed spacecraft with a Kryptonian inside.
Okay.
Your fiance will give birth like normal.
Okay.
However, and then, this is the part you may have to pay a little bit of attention to. Starting around his 8th birthday, you start to notice certain changes, like increased speed and strength. Around his 9th birthday, you notice he could jump extraordinarily high, almost like he's levitating. You notice spontaneous fires erupting around the house where he had just been. And you also notice that he can hear sounds that you can't hear from vast distances. Then, shortly after his 10th birthday, you notice that he has all the full-fledged powers of Superman.
Okay. So around 10th birthday.
Around the 10th, just shortly after his 10th birthday. And the objective of this question was, I want to see how you would handle this situation and how this would change your life and how you live.
Okay. So, a couple questions. Number one. You say full powers of Superman. Do we really mean that? Like, really mean that?
What do you mean by that?
Can he run around the world at the speed of light?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so for all intents and purposes, it's Superman. Shit, what was my second question? It was more important than that one, and I've completely forgotten.
You wasted your question.
It's gone.
Wouldn't that be funny if I gave you a limit of how many questions you could ask me?
I would be very upset.
God.
I would flip the table. Podcast over. Oh, I remember my second question.
Okay.
Do I have... This is the real world, right? So I do have knowledge of Superman.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that. But I'm going to say yes. This is the real world now.
Okay.
So in 2 weeks, your fiance is going to give birth to the Superman.
Okay, gotcha. So if I have knowledge that I have now of Superman, which I do have a lot. I've read a lot of Superman comic books. I guess I'm going to go for the... I just said how much I know about Superman. I'm struggling to remember Superman's dad's name, John Kent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go the John Kent route. I'm really going to work super hard, pretty much nonstop on instilling very strong ethics and morals and down to the philosophical level with this kid. And if he's not like taking it in as the Kal-El did, like naturally, I'm going to try and find fun, interesting ways to really instill it in him. And because that's the only way that this is going to work. Someone has Superman's power level, if they're not like morally
sound
isn't even quite there. They have to be morally exceptional.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They are way too dangerous to be allowed to live.
Yeah.
If you ask me personally.
Yeah.
Just speaking of it.
Oh my God.
So,
this could go a totally different
So
way.
what I'm trying to say is this is my son. I need to get this right the first time. And I'm probably dedicating my life to this one endeavor to such a degree that I am working on myself, how I can live as an example. And I'm also like studying to a great deal of like, I mean, obviously you can only study so much how to be a father, but like at this point, like I got to take in everything I can, like from all the professors and the studies and the this and the that, and like really trying to hone my parenting skills to their utmost.
You know what? Now that you say that, let me quickly ask you this then. Would you still stay and work where you are now? Or would you quit your job and try to find something?
We are moving as far from people
where
as we
you can have your job at home and in-home, work from home type job, right?
Maybe that, but I just mean we have to move somewhere rural where like where the dangers of this kid doing stuff on accident endangers the least amount of people.
Yeah, exactly.
So whether that's going up to a mountain town where we're far removed from people, or out into the middle of rural America, we got to figure it out. And then as for like making a living, like we'll just have to make do. We'll have to figure it out. Like whatever jobs are available to us. Like obviously, that I'm a podcaster, but obviously, like dude, my podcasting takes a lot of work. So like I'm gonna have to give that up. I don't have time for that because I have to focus so much on this kid.
Which is why I thought, just like with Jonathan, since you say you're going to go Jonathan Kent route, they were farmers, so he technically did work at home.
Yes.
A lot of he may have to leave every once in a while, but like having a parent always there or having both parents always there. That's why I was totally thinking like you would either probably boost up your podcast content or something so that you could work at home and always keep an eye on him.
Maybe like if I could make that work, I would. But like basically my entire life would be trying to make sure that this kid doesn't turn into the world's smartest, most dangerous nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I was just about to bring this up. Have you? I'm gonna say no. I don't think you've seen it. Have you seen Brightburn?
No, but I've heard of it.
Oh my God, that is a really good movie. I might actually rewatch it now that I mentioned it again.
Is it really good?
I thought it was really good because it shows exactly that. They have a child, and then the child has Superman-like powers, but some children, I believe, just grow up to be assholes. I mean, because like some parents do try, and it may not just be the way that they raised a kid. In this movie, they tried very hard to raise a normal kid, but maybe you birthed a child that happens to be a sociopath or something, and he happens to have these powers.
I believe they say like our I don't know, personality is the right word, but like our mentality is 50% genetic, 50% environment. So, yeah, the nature versus nurture type of thing is kind of both. So yeah, I mean it happens. But and then that's the other thing is I'm probably if it's not working out, if this kid is really dangerous, if he's killing animals, if he's doing terrible things, if he's out of control,
oh God, that would
I think what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out what this kid's weakness is so that I can either bring him to heel or take him out. Because no, I'm not unleashing a nuclear weapon like that. Nothing like that. It would be a world ender. That would end the world. Superman would end the world.
That's very Batman of you.
Yes,
I know. No, and it's very, and it's unfortunately, I know it sounds harsh, when you're, especially when, you're talking about your own child. Yeah. And Brightburn brings this up too. If any of you haven't seen this movie, go see it. But, it sounds harsh because you're talking about your own child, but when your child essentially has the powers of a nuclear bomb, like, so much damage and death can occur from this one kid, you have the responsibility. I feel like you have the responsibility to figure this out.
So in our last episode, we talked about the Roman Empire, and I told you how most people, their main critique of Marcus Aurelius was allowing Commodus, his son, to inherit.
Oh, yeah.
What he should have done was had his son assassinated. I'm not going to make the same mistake Marcus Aurelius did if this kid is about to become a world ender.
Yeah.
So maybe that sounds cruel. I'm not sure. Thanks, Tom. My son's not even born yet, and you made me kill him.
No.
You made me kill my son on this podcast.
No.
How dare you?
No, your son, I'm sure would grow up to be the greatest Superman that there ever shall be. Okay, so let me ask you this then. let's do the would yous.
Mm-hmm.
Would you tell family and friends?
No. Well, maybe.
I mean, obviously, like, family,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, also, like, I don't know how well I'm going to be at hiding this. If I can get the kid to always hide it, if we're going the Kalel route, it's working out. I think I'm only letting my sister know outside of, like, the immediate family group of me, my stepdaughter, and my fiance.
See, if this would happen to me, I would have to tell, like, maybe the closest friend and probably, like my brother, like someone that's, that's a family member. The reason being, I would not feel comfortable letting my child go to public school. I mean, and I know there's a problem with that in certain, but it would have to be.
Yeah.
I would quit my job because try to do something where I could work from home. Man, it would have to be round the clock, especially at that age. Yeah. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I was at first when I thought of this question, I was going to tell you like, oh yeah, he's born and boom, he has all the powers. But that's too crazy because like when you're, 1-2 years old and you have the power of Superman, there's no way you're controlling. You have no, you know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right. There's a anime. I've told you about this before. My Hero Academia. Everyone's wondering.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there is a child, a little girl, who has a power that they're not sure. For a long time, you're not sure what it is. I'm not going to spoil what it is exactly. I'm just going to spoil this one small scene. I'm not going to use any words or names, but she has a very specific, powerful power. Obviously, kids, when they're born, they can't control their powers. They got to learn to. Her power is detrimental enough that, like, she kills her own father as a baby.
Oh, okay.
And because of this, and amongst other things, her life ends up really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the situation we would have. Like, I'd probably get my head burned off by accidental laser eyes. If
right. That's what. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I wanted to at least give like some time in there. And I know that starting at around age 8, 9, 10 is still very, very young.
Yeah.
But I think by that point, the child would understand its own, your own like bodily functions.
I mean, honestly, it's fucking. That's a rough age, anyways. Because guess what's around the corner?
It is puberty. Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Oh man, imagine when he would have puberty and he has that angst and he wants to rebel against you, Like, you don't know what I'm, you know what I mean? Like,
I'll be like, you're not wrong. I don't know what you're going through, but I'm trying real hard.
Yeah, I know. You know what? You're grounded, son. Oh yeah, am I? Like,
immediately levitates off the ground.
Exactly.
Ground me, Dad. Ground me.
I do what I want,
God, that'd be a nightmare.
So, I kind of know the answers to the rest of these would yous. However, I'm going to change something here. Let's forget about the age part. Let's say he's older now. Let's say he's an adult now. Okay. Right? Would you go public at some point?
No, that's his. If he wants to, he can. I'm not sharing his business.
Would you tell the government?
No.
Well, I was going to say just in case if he needed help. Yes, exactly.
No.
That's
I would tell them after.
Oh, okay. So
after I decided he needs to go.
Okay, so those decisions would have to be made, and then you would tell the government?
Yes, absolutely.
Would you have your son help people with his powers?
Yes.
Okay. Even if he didn't want to?
Well, no. But I would again stress the great power, great responsibility.
Exactly.
Thing, which I do believe, yeah.
I would, oh my God, if that was my son, he'd probably hate me for trying to push him.
This kid's getting raised on superhero movies.
Oh yeah, I know, right? That's all that I would ever talk to him about. Let's go to some Fritz facts here. So I have a little bit of mixture of things about having babies and then a mixture of Superman facts. So created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, Superman debuted in Action Comics #1 on April 18th, 1938.
You know how much an Action's comic #1 is worth? I don't know off the top of my head, but it's worth so much money.
I can't even fathom that. Dude.
Yeah, Detective Comics #1, which is Batman. Oh man.
If anyone had a mint condition of those, which I'm sure they probably exist somewhere, they're probably locked away in a vault in one of those vacuum sealed plastic. What do they call those? Like the guard? No, they don't call it the guard.
Sleeve?
Like a sleeve? Yeah, I guess like a sleeve. I guess that's
what do they call it? Hermetically sealed?
Yeah, or something like that. That's what I was thinking. Because like you wouldn't want any kind of damage. You could oxygen.
Let's see. What year did you say it came out in?
1938.
1938. So it's almost been 100 years. It's been 81 years since then? 82 years?
82 years.
So that's reminiscent to how much a PSA 10 mint condition first edition Shadowless Charizard card would be in, let's see, that came out in 1999. So what's in 2079, that'll be the same comparability in age.
I could not imagine having that right now.
Still. So go ahead.
So Superman's actual birthday, what it's called or listed as is 35 EORX 9998.
That's nothing.
And for those of you who don't have a Kryptonian calendar, that's February 29th, leap day. That's
okay.
That's actual Superman's
what the fuck
birthday.
ever. Uh-huh.
Well, hey, I didn't make that. I mean, that's what that's what they said. Approximately 140 million babies are born in the world each year. That's according to the UN.
Mm-hmm.
Superman has mainly three main squeezes, right? Lois Lane, Lana Lang, and Wonder Woman all have alliteration.
No, it's Lana Lang, right? Not Lana. Is it Lana Lane?
No, I said Lana Lang.
Okay.
Yeah,
no,
Lang.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Lois
Lane.
Lane, Lana Lang, and Wonder Woman all have alliteration there. Well, except for technically if you call her Diana
Wonder Woman
Prince.
That one bugs me.
Yeah, I know. I felt like that one was too.
No.
I liked the whole juxtaposition of him being Kryptonian and then it's like with a human, and then he falls in love with
Yeah, also, like, Superman isn't the kind of guy to like Wonder Woman's thing.
her whole
like, don't get me wrong, I love Wonder Woman. I think she's great.
Mhm.
She's a murderer, but she's great.
'Cause she's
Superman
a
and Batman
warrior.
don't
That's
kill
what she's
people, and
raised
honestly,
as.
it causes problems because, like, sometimes you just need to kill the bad guy,
Yeah.
and that's what Wonder Woman's for. 'Cause she's gonna come stab him with a sword,
Mhm.
but they're gonna be horrified when she does it. Like,
Yeah.
their philosophical approach to everything they do
It's
is
so
very
different.
opposing.
Yeah.
And anyways.
Yeah, I wouldn't see that happening. You know what I mean? I agree with you 100%
Yeah.
there. I'm watching this TV series on Netflix called Jupiter's Legacy. I think I was telling you about this earlier.
Yeah.
One of the main themes in there is that their group has this main core philosophy that they stick to, which is they never kill.
Yeah, the
they
Batman
never ever.
philosophy.
And then it shows what the worst possible things could happen because of that, which is where the villains start killing off the good guys because the good guys will never kill the villains.
Right.
And so, you're right. It brings up, stuff that's just really bad. But so anyways, he has the three main squeezes. In some storylines, he can have children, and he does have children. And in other storylines, he does not have children. The reasons usually being that human and Kryptonian DNA are incompatible.
Well, he canonically has a child. He canonically has a child, like in the actual like official DC lore.
Yeah, certain that's the official that storyline he does. Yeah. And most recently, though, there's a show on CW, Superman and Lois. I've been watching that too. I actually really like it. He has two twin sons with Lois, and their name is Jonathan and Jordan.
That's interesting.
And it is interesting. It's very funny because I never thought about Superman in the father role. You know what I mean? I never think about him like that, and it makes you wonder. Would Superman be a good father?
There's a really good... Sorry.
I was just going to say, because in the show, they bring up a lot of factors where he's Superman. He's not always there. He can't be because he's out saving the world. You know what I mean? And so a lot of times there was these problems with his sons of him kind of being an absentee father. You know what I mean? Like, they ultimately understand, but it's true. Like, it happens.
So, I think it's Brian Michael Bendis who... Is it Brian Michael Bendis? No. It might be some other comic writer. I don't remember exactly, but there was a really good Superman series. And, man, I wish I remember the name of it, but it covers... It's a focus on Superman with his son, John. And he is a really good father because he's fucking Superman. He's good at everything he does. It's kind of like his deal. And, like, yes, he is away a lot, but at the same time... He is still attentive, doting, teaching, a good role model, and there as much as he can be, which is more than anyone else really would be able to do because he's Superman.
Yeah.
It's a really good comic book. I'll have to look up the name of it, and then I'll let you know, and then maybe we can revisit this later. But I recommend anyone check it out because it's very heartwarming.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound interesting. I do have to disagree on one point. I don't like the idea that he's also going to be good as a father. Not to say that I want him to be a bad father. It's just that I do like it when my heroes struggle on certain, because I think
he struggles.
You know what I mean?
He's not perfect.
Yeah, this one, they're twin sons, and one of them has powers, and the other one doesn't.
Oh, that's
right?
interesting.
And the one that does is he's very, there's no other way to describe this. He's very emo, right? He is very like brooding.
This is a very
and
strange
what I
telling
mean?
of Superman stories.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's stuff in there too that happens that it's just not like any other Superman story.
Yeah, sure.
And I think that's part of the reason I like it. It's different enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very good. It shows that side of Superman.
Right.
And then the last Fritz facts I have is, I don't know how to say this name, Mrs. Kristonek. Kristonek? Krzyszdtonek.
Mm-hmm.
Gave birth to her daughter Iga and son Ignacy. Ignacy? I don't know how to say those names either.
Maybe if I saw it, I might be able to help you. I don't know.
Yeah. After 75 days at a neonatal clinic in the Polish town of Wrocław.
Yeah.
It is believed to be the longest labor ever recorded.
Oh, it has to be, right? Yeah.
75 days.
Yeah.
Ugh. I have no idea what it's like to even give birth, obviously, because I'm a man, but like, I could not, 75 days.
These were twins, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dear God.
Right?
I'm surprised they lived, but I guess the umbilical cord's still attached, so, they're still getting their nutrients that way.
I guess, yeah.
75 days. How many months is that? That's 2 months. Man. Well, see what I could see happening. Why didn't they I guess Poland, they couldn't give her a C-section?
That's what I was wondering too, but
I'm thinking, once they start getting older, that compounds the difficulty of the labor because they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they do a lot of growing those first 2 months.
Mm-hmm. So I don't understand how it could be 75 days of labor. I thought that was weird. I mean...
Did you fact check this? Where'd you pull that from?
Did I fact check this? No, I didn't have our people fact check this. I pulled it off of the good old intranet.
Yeah, but where'd you locate this fact?
Yeah, it was somewhere on the internet. I literally Googled, the longest labor, and this is what came up.
That's
But if that's true, there's a lot of questions on that. But that just sounds a bit weird.
My fiance's labor is not that long.
No, that would be.
I think her first one was 9 hours, which is very short.
Oh, really?
Yes, for a first time, yes, it's very short. And they say the second one's shorter, so we'll see.
Yeah. So to recap, if you ever were to raise Superman, you probably want to quit your job.
Yes.
Right. Work from home.
Get a doctorate in philosophy.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Instill the morals into your child.
Yes,
right?
The best ones I can manage.
Mm-hmm. Raise it on superhero movies.
Mm-hmm.
And hope for the best.
Yeah, hope for the best, yeah.
Dude, could you imagine?
I don't want it.
And now it's time for old news.
Hello, everyone. This is Old News, where me and will talk about old past episodes and things that we've come back or heard about and just talk about them again.
Indeed.
We actually have the friend that we just mentioned, Haley, and she was listening to episode 10, and she brought up the fact, I think it was one of the Fritz facts where I talked about the serial killer who had the most kills.
Right. The guy with the really boring name.
Yeah, it was like, what was it? Shipman? Harry Shipman?
Harry Shipman, yeah.
So Haley writes, so not to get creepy on everyone here, but I read this book on serial killers. Creepy! Once I'm positive the man Tom spoke about during the Fritz Facts who killed 200 or more people was referred to as Dr. Death.
Oh, no, that's a cool name.
Right? I know. That does sound like...
That's too cool. Well, I guess he deserves it. He did kill the most people, so it's like, if anyone's Dr. Death, he is.
I kind of feel like I see Spider-Man fighting Dr. Death.
Yes, definitely.
You know what I mean? He was active during the time I was living in England, and it still trips me out to this day. He was finally caught in 1998, a few weeks after I returned home to the States with my mom from seeing the family.
Wow.
He mostly killed elderly people, so that's how he got away with so many.
You know what, Haley? Sounds like you're Dr. Death. Very convenient timeline there.
Dude, could you imagine if Haley was Dr. Death? You know what I thought this was funny? She actually had another one for us, and this was in episode 8, Abracadabra. Mm-hmm. And she was how we were talking about if someone on the Simpsons staff could predict the future. Mm-hmm. She said, remember that time when Back to the Future Part 2 predicted the World Series win in 2015? Someone should talk to that guy, too.
The Royals? The Royals, I think, won in
no, I think it was... Oh, was it the Royals, not the Cubs?
Yeah, no, they won in 2016.
The Cubs won in 2016?
Yes.
Okay, I think that's what she meant. Because in the movie, they had a thing where the Cubs won the World Series.
Okay, well, they won in 2016, but that movie does take place in 2015.
Oh, I thought it was 2016.
No.
Oh, it was 2015?
2015?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, maybe it was mistaken.
So they're off by a year.
Ah, but you know what? Someone could probably predict the future from that movie, too.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it, too. So...
Was there any other old news?
No. Those were the two that we had, that somebody had brought up.
Well, thank you, Haley.
Yes, thank you very much. We do enjoy those. I wanted to bring up the conversation you brought to me about, what was it, in episode 10, right? A Murderous Mutation. We talked about superpowers, right? If you could have superpowers.
Yeah.
And a lot of people actually agreed. We did get a lot of people writing in about teleportation.
Yeah, it's the best power.
Mm-hmm. And I remember that after we recorded this is actually probably a couple weeks after, you brought up this conversation where you said, man, imagine if you could teleport to Disneyland.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And I just thought that was so interesting because then you and I started going into
love
details.
Disneyland. Let's start there.
Yes,
you
I love Disneyland.
I haven't been in 10 years.
Yes, me and my wife were annual pass holders. You know, we were so sad when it shut down with COVID and then they took away the annual pass holder the whole program. I'm hoping they're going to bring it back. They probably will.
We know someone who works for Disneyland, and she said that they're never bringing it back for a reason.
I know, but I have to keep hope alive, you know?
Okay, yeah.
But I did think it was interesting because like we started talking about that and I was like, well, okay, if you could teleport to Disneyland, you'd have to do it when no one else could see you.
Yes, absolutely.
Because imagine
maybe
just
5 minutes before closing.
Right?
Yeah.
Imagine ruining people's family. Kids would probably grow up needing a shrink, needing to go get therapy by seeing this. Mom, look at this man. He just appeared out of nowhere.
Maybe. I would think the bigger problem is Disneyland is notorious for having cameras almost everywhere.
Yeah, and so
the main thing is you have to really find the locations that don't have cameras. And you're probably safe doing it 5 minutes early. I would personally choose a particular bathroom stall that I knew really well.
But then you would run into the problem that you would hope no one would be in that stall at
that's why you do it 5 minutes before.
Before opening, right? Yeah,
and
that's true.
The only thing that could happen is if a janitor or employee was going to the bathroom. That's the only one.
Which I think would be very rare.
5 minutes before opening, I think you're probably safe.
Yeah, it would definitely have to be done before it's opening and in a very private in a very private place.
Yeah,
otherwise,
and then definitely you don't want to come out until the park's been open for 10 minutes. So you do have to save 15 minutes, on your phone on the toilet. But then after that, you're clear.
Yeah, and then you just walk in, man.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Dude, could you imagine?
And that has been Old News.
And that is all we have for you tonight. We will continue to bring you up-to-date coverage as new imaginings develop. Please don't forget to leave an iTunes review, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Remember you can follow us on YouTube and on Twitter at DCYImagine. And if you would like to contact us or tell us what you are imagining, you can email us at dudecouldyouimagine@gmail.com. This has been Fritz Frivolous, and from all of us here at Dude Could You Imagine, keep on imagining.
God, the name for this one. We'll see.